Between 2018 and 2021, Living Streets worked with various local authorities and out and about groups to install community benches in Scotland. The following film reflects on the complexity of this experience.
To be honest, I was approached by a local community councillor to come along to a meeting, a Living Streets meeting, about installing benches in your community. And I was a bit kind of like, yeah, it's just a bench, what's this about? So I went along and we did a lot of community engagement, going on the bus, trying to find out how people could access transport. And it then struck me, and I suppose it was even after the benches were installed, just how important they were to the community. Because obviously elderly people, it was getting them out. There were some that were actually housebound because they couldn't walk the length of their street to get to the bus stop to come down to the town. Or young mothers even accessing the park, which is at the other end of the estate that they live on. So it was then that I actually realised that there's some projects you get involved in that are really quite, you think are really big, but a bench is really important in a community. It's a conversation that has to be had with the community about what they would want. I feel very strongly about that.
It is hard to go up the hill because of the steepness of the hill. Simple as that. The folk are quite happy to walk down the distance. When they're wanting to come back, they've got to wait for a bus, which is every hour.
When I initially did this, they came back with you can go on to the council website and it will tell you how to have a memorial bench installed. So I was surprised at that because that wasn't my question. My question was a bench for a local community. It then highlighted basically that there was nothing in place for a community to actually ask for a bench. I thought that installing a bench would be very straightforward, but we kept coming across a lot of difficulties through the council, and eventually it took about a year and a half before we actually got the final benches installed, and that was at the council that created these kind of barriers. We get some people within the kind of partnership who were really quite negative about it, and you would get other ones within the partnership who were very positive and very supportive and would go that wee bit further. But I think it also highlights the need for a process to be in place at council so we can make it simpler. It doesn't have to be difficult, and as we said, it is only a bench. Maybe some of the people at council don't have a knowledge of this because they've never been asked before. So we have to make it easier then. We should look at that as a council and have, processes put in place, something simple that local communities could look at, and you go through the process installing benches in your community.
It's brilliant. You're speaking to them and you're getting them involved. That's what makes all the difference.
I think, let's face it, if we want people to live locally, we have to make it easily accessible for everything. So I think that's the main thing we have to think about.